Good morning. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I will request you to please press like and subscribe so that you can get notification of all further videos that I'll be uploading on this channel. Thank you. Well, today we are going to talk about three main aspects. One is a slowdown, second is a recession, and third is a depression. COVID-19 has been the greatest pandemic that has hit planet Earth in the last 100 years. It has caused maximum destruction in the last 80 years. As far as India is concerned, we've been in a lockdown for over 50 days. And hopefully on May the 17th, the national lockdown would be relaxed and some kind of economic activity would resume. But there is no clarity as on today uh, on what really would be the outcome as far as May 17th is concerned. So people are really bothered that would this lead to a recession, a depression, or a slowdown? So let's demystify each of these economic terms. A slowdown is a scenario in which the GDP is growing at a slower rate. So the rate of growth of GDP is relatively slower. So if you really look at the Indian economy in 2019, we were experiencing what is known as a slowdown, in which our GDP was well below 5%, and thereby the rate that we desired to grow our nation was not really happening. So we were in a slowdown in most of part of 2019, well before the COVID crisis really hit the Indian shores. Now let's look at the second term, a recession. So what is a recession? In economic terms, when two consecutive quarters there is negative GDP growth rate, the country is set to be in a recession. So going by the trend right now, wherein we've been in a lockdown for almost 60 days now, millions of SMEs are closed, millions of people have already lost their jobs. Well, definitely we are already in a recession. So as far as India is concerned, a recession is already prevalent. How deep is it going to be? How severe is going to be the recession going to be will really be determined with the kind of government action that really takes place. Please remember, so far in India, the government has given an aid about 1% of GDP. Well, is this good enough? Answer is no. A lot of economists and a lot of thinkers have really proposed that the stimulus that should come in terms of monetary as well as the fiscal side should be anywhere between 6 to 7% of GDP. And that is what other countries have really looked at. Please remember, that COVID-19, there is a lot of uncertainty in how long it's going to last, when would the vaccine come, and when would the economy really open up. So as really, in a game of cards, as we say, it cannot be all in too soon. Hence, I'm sure a little amount of stimulus is going to come over a period of time, and India will eventually reach to a point wherein adequate stimulus is given on the monetary as well as the fiscal side. Well, that leaves us with depression. What exactly is the word depression? When recession continues over a period of time, the longevity of the recession and how bad is the recession really causes a depression. In economic terms, if recession lasts for over 3 years and GDP growth rate is over minus 10%, you're really in a recession. So would COVID-19 result in a recession? The last recession the world witnessed was in 1929-30. But please remember, the most important thing, in 1929 and 30, the world over, all central banks were following what is known as the gold standard of printing of money. So a central bank could only print that much amount of money as the amount of gold reserves that they really had. Is the situation the same today? Answer is no. Today, we do not really follow the gold standards, and central banks are printing and continue to print trillions of dollars in order to boost the economy. Since 1997, since the Asian crisis in 1997 was the first time really where this printing of money was really adopted to really come out of a financial crisis as far as the economy is really concerned. So going back to the depression in 1929 and 30, what was witnessed was a contraction in the amount of money that was available to people. So the money supply had really contracted in 1929 and 30. That really led to a depressionary phase that led to emergence of leaders like Adolf Hitler, and the rest, of course, is history. Well, let's look at it in today's context. What is the Fed, that is the US Federal Reserve, the central bank of US doing? It is printing enormous amount of money and pumping it really in the capital markets. They're really supporting the economy. The risk is, like 2008, would it be that the support only goes to Wall Street and Dalal Street and not to the common street, is something that we'll really have to wait and watch. However, with this ability of central banks to continuously keep deploying and keep printing money, will result in all the countries entering a recession, but not a depression. So having said that, what is important for India? How severe is going to be the recession? Well, it is going to be a severe recession. Please keep in mind that the biggest trend that India had was the demographic divide with a young working population. The amount of jobs that have been cut during COVID-19 and will continue to do so, and how long will it take for restoration of these jobs, is with what will hold the key. So to come out of recession, there would be two main variables. One is the GDP growth rate, and second is a reinstatement of really jobs are concerned. Also remember, there are two kinds of unemployments that are really there. One is in the organized sector, and second is in the unorganized sector. In the unorganized sector, the day the lockdown is lifted, it is easy for a vendor on the street or a shopkeeper to really open shutters and start selling, and the economic activity would really resume and his employment would really resume. However, for people that are working in the organized sector, if a job is lost, how long will it take for him or her to really get the job back is the key, that how long we will be in the recession. So to sum up, make no mistake that we will not enter a depression and we will remain in recession. But will this recession be more severe than the 2008 financial crisis? Answer is yes, it will be more severe, and it will really depend on the ability of companies to create jobs and governments to really create jobs. So the key for the recession to get over is job creation. So thereby, the three terms in terms of a slowdown and a recession and a depression, I hope are extremely clear to you. Thank you so much.